bag, I really can't afford to be putting a lot of material in these holes. It's not cheap. Online, they got it for $7 a bag, but only in Illinois. I called the company. I said, well, how come nobody in California is selling that stuff? Oh, well, there's laws and this and I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. They're selling the same product under a different company, and Home Depot's getting $17 a bag for this, pothole cold patch, this material for filling potholes. But it's just stupid. I mean, you expect to pay an equivalent price or proportionate price with like a cement or something, but no. I mean, $17 for a 50-pound bag of this material. So that doesn't go far when you got a street full of potholes. Let me tell you, I did not get far, but I did have fun. So if I start getting some, if people start sending me some checks, then I will be buying more material. But until that time, it's only be on an as I can afford basis that I, go out there and spend another $17 on a little bag of pothole fill. Can't do that. Happy to donate my labor, but I'm happy to get paid for it too. If somebody wants to lay a bunch of bread on me, fine. I'll have extra bags of pothole material, and I can pay myself a little bit too. A lot of people, because of the way I talk about how it's all about money, they might think, well, and this guy's conflating scripture with money, and they put the equation. Oh, this guy he's into the prosperity gospel, right? We heard this term bandied about. I mean, that'd be something like Benny Hinn on these televangelist shows that are big corrupt freaks. And I mean, the worst kind of evildoers are those kind of people. So no, I'm not in that category. Freedom. Okay, remember, prosperity need to have nothing to do with money, but it has everything to do with security, being out of fear, and everything to do with freedom, not being enchained, not being enslaved to the money masters of misery. So no, it has nothing to do with money. I'm not telling you it has anything to do with money. We're supposed to get away from money, make it less relevant in our lives. And that's what true capitalism would bring. That's why I'm a proponent of true capitalism. A rising tide of prosperity, your money keeps going up in worth over time. Why? Because it's based on supply and demand, which is capitalism. Okay, where all your wants and needs get cheaper and cheaper because they're of more abundance. And that's what happens when you've got an abundance, an excess, okay, of all those things you want and need. The price goes down. That means your money is worth more. Do you understand? It's children's play to understand this stuff. It really is. So no, only liars, okay, and disingenuous people, the worst kind of liars, deceivers, intellectually dishonest people would argue that point, that is what true capitalism brings. That's what supply and demand brings. If it's on the up and up, if there's a level playing field, that's what it brings. Prosperity across the board. This planet belongs to everybody. That's a thus saith the Lord thing. So if you think a universal basic income is outrageously liberal or socialistic, think again, my friends. I'm a capitalist, but I'm a true capitalist. And I happen to know that crony capitalism is the antithesis of true capitalism, and it really amounts to fascism, especially when you inject the government in there working against the best interests of the people at large. Everyday people, working class people, blue collar people. This Pope out there bitching and moaning about Trump's walls and all this crap. Did you know? Look up the Vatican walls. Look at the walls of the Vatican City, okay? What, they're like 80 feet high or something? Look into it. Okay, so he's a big fat hypocrite. Again, the Antichrist, exemplifying the rulers of this world. There's just listen to us, do what we do, follow in our footsteps, even though we're not going to share the real power with you, the power of the purse, the money printing press. Okay, this wanton, vile, devilish power they have, unchecked power. Okay, they say, hey, this is it, man. We're just, we've self-ordained ourselves to be the rulers of this world, and we'll tell you right from wrong and morality from immorality. And it's really bad for a country to have borders at all. But walls, I mean, that's reprehensible. That's an abomination. You should welcome everybody in the world. Even though does a pope ever talk about our own desperately poor people and what's doing there? Was a pope have an economic discussion? Does the pope try to educate you about what is true capitalism and what is crony capitalism? What is fascism and what is egalitarianism? Does the pope try to educate you about that? No, no. But he's just going to tell you how immoral Trump is for building walls and keeping out these poor, desperate immigrants. Even though I myself don't like the wall idea. But I say you just can't cut in line. There's people that try to immigrate to America legally. And you can't just take their place, supplant them because you're willing to work outside the law. How can our government expect anybody? Why should I follow the law? Why should anybody can let fraud take place and say it's okay and justify it? It's illegal immigration, but hey, you're bad if you don't want it. So, but how come I can't say that for any other law? Why shouldn't I commit fraud? Why should I follow any laws? Why can't I pick and choose? You're picking and choosing, and you said you teach best by example. Let me break the law. You understand what they're teaching by their example? It's so criminal. And the last thing I am is a xenophobe. I welcome the whole world to come to America in an orderly fashion once we take care of our own desperate citizens. Okay? First come, first serve. Let it make some sense, some logic here. This Nipsey Hussle character, he seemed like a really hell of a nice guy, you know, and it's really sad. Again, this is about money. This guy spoke out against gangs. And what are gangs? Gangs, it's all about making a lot of money, like the mafia, extension just to low-end mafiosa, right? That's what gangs are. So, yeah, you interfere with my money, I mean, I kill you. It's that simple. That's how this world is run, right? Basically. So, yeah, he was a nice guy, and now he's dead. Shows you Satan still has a lot of power in this world. It's sick, man. If God doesn't help us, we're lost, my friends. That's it. We got thyroid cancer in the news. I'm telling you, you want to not get this thyroid cancer thing? Eat lots of fish. Iodine, look it up. People that live the longest, stay the healthiest, they're eating a lot of seafood. Okay, make sure you're getting plenty of iodine in your diet. Look what Joel Wallach says about salt. You could put as much on your food, just don't make it. If it tastes bad, don't eat it. Okay, because that's what happens when you put too much salt on your food. It tastes bad. Don't eat it. Okay, use iodized salt and put as much as you want on your food. Okay, that's it. And people say, oh, make you gain weight, retain water. Look, I'm not overweight. I eat as much salt and I eat as much healthy fats as I want. Okay, my blood pressure is fine. My cholesterol is fine. Believe me, eat as many eggs as you want. Just make sure you eat the yolk. Okay, so if you're going to have a colored omelet, make sure it's an egg yellow omelet, not an egg white omelet. Okay, it's got lecithin in it. Lecithin is super healthy for your heart. Look it up. It's an emulsifier. Chocolate would be basically indigestible if they didn't add lecithin to it. Locally, we had about a 4-hour-long thunderstorm. And, you know, I enjoy that. To me, it's like the voice of God, really. That's, you know, I mean, if you don't have the fear in your soul, listen to the thunder. And imagine that's God speaking to us and reminding us, you know what? Have reverence for me. I'm the almighty creator of the universe and everything contained therein. I have the ultimate power and say so of what goes on here. And listen and humble yourself before the Lord. I love the thunder for that reason. Everybody, it thinks. And if they don't, hey, that's their problem, man. The lucky ones have the fear of God in their soul. That's a deep and profound reverence kind of fear I'm talking about. Trump's border shutdown threat. It's like the pretense for the '08 bailout. Now they're saying too big to fail. Oh, we can't let this happen. Oh, the economic devastation if we close the border with Mexico. You understand? That was a pretext for the '08 bailout. It's just, this whole idea that we've got to, cave to corruption and just relent to it. go with the flow, the path of least resistance.